and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Brick by Brick podcast. Joined today, we have Jamie. He actually joined me on the live segment. There's a YouTube video. You guys can go check that out at the Optic Texas Major. Jamie, I'll let you give yourself a quick introduction. And with that, go ahead and tell us how you discovered Optic, how long you've been watching. Give us a little bit of background, and then we'll kind of roll from there. So, Jamie, take it away.
All right, so obviously my name is Cauttiox by my Twitter name, and obviously you can tell I'm an Optic member, Optic fan, die hard. I've been watching Optic since, BO4. Since that's when I first started getting into competitive, bit of Call of Duty, been following Optic since then, since I'm MW, Cold War. Obviously MW didn't have Optic on it, because it, like the original roster, but it was still there, you get me? Your Huntsman, you had a Huntsman obviously. But, Cold War and then obviously Vanguard here, obviously big changes, and pretty happy for me. I still see Dashy on the roster. I still see Scump on the roster,
Yeah.
It's really great to see them both. And then you get Illy and Shazzy from Empire. I wasn't an Empire fan, but, it's great to see them on with Dashy and Scump, Been watching them for many years, been a big fan of Dashy, as I said. I think I said that in the interview.
Yeah, we asked who your favorite player was. You said definitely Dashy, which understandable. I mean, he is incredibly talented. He's had a huge turnaround this year as far as I think they talked about it on either the pre-show or the Optic podcast or something. Like, I think Scump was saying he didn't expect Dashy to mature so quickly. Yeah. Like, they basically said, hey, man, you need to get it together and, like, do this. And he, boom, like, no time at all. Right? Yeah.
And the funny thing is, Rambo didn't want to give him a chance, Rambo was like, hey, if you slacked off, he's out. That's crazy.
Which,
that's kind of scary.
See, I'm a big fan of Rambo. He's one of my favorite players of all time. I started watching competitively in like Black Ops 2. So Rambo was with Envy at the time, and I think he's one of the smartest minds in Call of Duty. Definitely the GOAT, right?
Yeah,
but
definitely great seeing coaching with.
I just love his mentality, and it's always been this way. Like his bio has been for years losing is learning, winning is teaching. And I love that he came in and like, I don't remember what clip it was, but it was one of the wins at the Texas Major. And like Rambo's like, yeah, we didn't play our best. Like they won, like a very solid win. And he was like, we didn't play our best. And I love that mentality.
Was the match against FaZe, I think, no?
I think so. I want to say it was the reverse sweep.
Yes, the FaZe reverse.
Yeah, but I just love that mentality that he has, and supposedly he like finds players if they've been late and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm surprised to see Dashy turn it around that quickly.
Yeah,
and just lock it in.
I mean, last year he was pretty good too. Last year with Formal, obviously the both ARs.
Yeah,
he was good last year, but this year he's actually insane. He's been really crazy.
Like I love seeing it. I think the rosters. It's been so good after watching for so long. Like seeing them back on top.
Yeah, dude. Crazy how many changes they have to make.
I'll ask this. You've been watching for a few years now, not a super long time, but long enough to be fairly established in the scene and whatnot. In your, you said Black Ops 4 is when you started watching?
Yes.
So that was Black Ops 4. So right after that was when the COD League formed, right? Yep. So in your eyes, what do you think makes Optic special? Two-part question. One, the normal intro question, what does the green wall mean to you? I'll just, you can keep the answer short and sweet. I know we covered it at the live event. And on top of that, though, what do you think makes Optic special versus other organizations?
Just the positivity and the energy they all have. They have a really big fan base, obviously, and they get that energy from obviously us. They saw at the venue. Everybody was cheering Optic.
Oh my!
And how crazy it was.
That was insane.
The energy they all have, the confidence they have too. Like they obviously like with the FaZe match, they were down 0-2, and they just brought it back like quick.
Yeah,
it's insane. The energy, the confidence they have. They don't lose full. You get me? Like they're like, okay, we're down 2, we got this. We'll regain. They did it. And it's crazy. And that's why, I'm very energetic. I'm a very energetic person. At the venue, I was going crazy.
Yeah.
So. And, I was going crazy with the Optic team too, and they won, all this stuff like that, They're very, very energetic and confident. They don't they're like, oh, we're losing, we're just, step down already. No, they fight, dude.
Yeah, I think that's what's different this year versus the past few years is Optic. I mean, as an organization over the last decade, they've had their ups and downs like any franchise or any organization. But this team, I think what separates this team from the past couple of rosters is they have, like you said, like that confidence. Like I could see in past rosters, maybe a little bit with Cold War, maybe with Modern Warfare, a little bit different times where if they were down, they almost get in their own head of like, we're not the best team in the game, and it's showing. But with this roster, I feel like they don't lose that confidence, and they always know like we're a top 3 team, I'll say. And even if they go down 0-2, they know that they're fully capable of bringing it back.
Of course. And they did it again with Thieves, to the second major. They were down 0-2, and they reversed at them again. It's crazy. And even during the online matches, they were dominating. They haven't lost. And obviously I'm pretty upset that they lost to Mutineers. I mean,
I didn't see that. I mean, I think all the teams are throughout the first few years of the league now. Like you're seeing a lot of balance. Like any team can pop. Like it's almost like traditional sports, right? Just who shows up at the right time. Exactly. I played football for 9 years, so like that's ingrained in me. Is like it's really just anybody's game. Like whoever shows up can take it in any minute. And I think this major, like, really showed it with freaking LAG winning. Like, who would have thought, right?
Yeah, no,
like,
it was no.
Like it really is like whoever shows up, and they showed up. I still need to go back and rewatch. I was working all weekend. I heard it's pretty crazy. I don't know if you watched the matches.
I watched the matches. It was
what
crazy.
was like? So what was like so crazy? I mean, besides the fact that it's LAG winning and like they're kind of the underdogs, no one saw coming. Like, was there some like crazy like round 11? Like, what was like crazy about it?
Gorillas made a whole losers run. They started in winners, right? But they made it a whole losers run, and every search game was close. Like they had a game 5, round 11. All those games, it's always those close games. Every game they won, it was like 3-2, super close. Always ended with a search game. Game 5, round 11s. They won 10 straight. Search games. That whole series, the whole major, and it's crazy because FaZe being a really dominant team, a really good team. I saw them. They made it through winners. Like that. I saw them winning. I didn't see like winning. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you look at these teams and you go, okay, FaZe, you're going to expect to be in the top 3. Yeah. Optic, you're going to expect. After those two teams, I don't know who the next like those are the only two teams that seem really dominant.
Yes.
Other teams win and everything. All the teams are good. Like I was saying, like it's really just a matter of who shows up. But I feel like Optic and FaZe are the only two that seem dominant. Like you just expect them to win every time.
Oh yeah, of course. And it's a really good matchup if it's those two teams. If it's FaZe, they're really good. They're gonna make it through. It's Optic, they're gonna make it through also. But it's a team like Gorillas, man. It's crazy. They won the major with Spart with a sub.
Yeah,
that's the most crazy part.
Dude, I'm happy for that guy. Like I was watching, I saw like the post game with like Maven and everything and Spart, and I'm like, man, that's insane. Like, what was he saying? Like his salary got paid like this week. Like,
no, he just joined too, like as a sub. Like he wasn't like on the roster. Like, I wonder what's gonna happen now.
Like,
it's crazy.
That's insane.
But I expected Optic to go through the losers run, even though they got limited first round. I expected them like FaZe did to go through the whole losers run because they're a really good team. They're one of the best teams.
Yeah, when I saw Optic got knocked out, I was like, they'll make it to grand finals. Like, I mean, I've seen a lot of Optic losers runs over the years. Like I said, Black Ops 2 is my first time watching competitive COD, and like Optic is from Black Ops 2 through probably AW. I watched like every single tournament. And I've seen a lot of losers runs. So as soon as I saw him got knocked out, I was like, nothing to worry about. They'll be back.
They'll be back, yeah. But it's crazy. Last year in Cold War, they've been in losers runs the whole time. They haven't made one winners run, and they obviously were not a top 3 team. They were always top 5 at least.
Yeah.
And they finished last year with top 4, I think, or top six. And it wasn't really a good season for them. I was still rooting for the Optic team. I feel like they're capable of doing it. It just wasn't there, the chemistry and stuff like that. They had players like Envoy, insane player.
I was sad to see him go. Like I like Envoy is probably one of my favorite players to watch.
Yeah.
I just not even like watch his gameplay. I just like watching his arrow on the mini map, just seeing what he's doing on the map, because I feel like he does like just a lot of creative stuff. It's like watching like Shotzi on the. You just watch his arrow, and it's like, what is he doing? Like he's always just at the right. Like he's just wild to watch. Especially like in MW is where I really grew into Envoy, and just watching like what plays he was making on the minimap. It's like, damn, this guy's actually like very, very talented, very smart individual.
And the husband's actually a good team. You know, they had obviously Scump and Envoy, and Formal. You know, they were a really good team. And it wasn't Optic, but you know, they dominated.
So one of the questions I normally ask people is if they've been to an event. Now I know you have. I know that the Texas Major was your first event.
It was.
Obviously that was insane. Like I'm so glad that I got to go to that because I wasn't going to. Met a ton of great people. You included. You won the Hex VIP.
No, still got it right here. Still in the plastic. You know, it's right here.
Ooh.
Plastic. Right there.
Ooh. Before the major, when he tweeted out like someone's gonna get this. One, I thought he just meant there was only like one gold VIP badge, like at all. I didn't realize they were going to be giving away like different people and everything. So I was like, yo, let it be me. And then once it was like, okay, it's more people and everything. But I don't know, it's a super awesome takeaway. Especially like of all people, like I think if it were me, the people I would have wanted the VIP would have been like Hexes, Karmas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If Big Timer was there, I would have wanted Big T's. But probably like those three, like, yeah, it would have been cool to get any of them, but those would have been the three that like I really, really wanted.
It's crazy how he actually gave it to me. Like, he had his eyes closed. I don't know if you saw his vlog. He had his eyes closed. He covered his eyes.
I was like 5 feet behind him, like trying to record it and everything.
Yeah, like the first row was there, and he just like, goes over the first row, and he goes over and just gives it to me, and I snatched it. Like, not to be like weird, but like I snatched it. I was like,
well, I feel like you kind of have to. It's like
before anybody else, I dropped it also. I as soon as I snapped it, I dropped it.
Did you?
Like, yeah, and the guy behind me, he gave it back to me. He's like, nah, I wouldn't take that from you, bro. I'm like, look.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like every event I've been to, like everyone's always really cool like that. Yeah. It's like, I mean, I don't really follow baseball. I actually hate baseball, but it's the same thing, right? Like if the ball goes up into the stands, like everyone's reaching for it, but like whoever gets it, most of the time people are like I've seen clips of people catching it and then dropping it, and like they always give it back to them.
Yeah, that's good. Like that's good shit right there, dude.
Yeah, it's good sportsmanship. Like good.
I was also like, I know it's my first day at the major too. Like,
was it?
None of that. Yeah, it was my first day at the major.
That was your first. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was crazy.
First major, first day. You get Hex's badge. You get the follow on Twitter.
Badge. Yeah, I get everything. You know, it's crazy. You know.
Damn.
I get, and then I think it was the last day. I was close to getting Maniacs. So close to getting Maniacs. Because
that one.
He was, like vibing with music. I was like vibing with him, but he took some other guy because some guy took off his shirt.
Yeah, he had the little white beater on with it. I was like, okay, that guy's got to get it. Like,
yeah, they sure he got it. I was like, damn, good shit for him though.
No, it was a blast. Like the loudest moments that I can think of out of the events I've been to. Dashy's 5-piece on Black Ops 4 on what was that, Seaside? Like at Champs, that was super, super loud. Other than that, I mean, I have video. I tweeted it out of the Scump Celium 1v1 at Anaheim 2019. Yes. That one, the crowd was pretty loud. The Dashy 5-piece, but I don't know if I've ever been in a crowd louder than the Optic Major.
Yeah,
like it was when Hitch first brought out the drum at the green wall. Like, I was looking around and like I almost like came out of myself to just like appreciate the moment more. And I was like, holy shit! Like I have never seen the green wall this loud. I've never seen the green wall like this many people in the green wall, because like most of the time you go to an event and there is Optic usually has the largest section, but there's with how many people are there, the amount that are Optic is still kind of a smaller group. It's just bigger than the rest of the groups. But like when I was looking around, I was like, this is all Optic fans. Like this is 98% of the entire like turnout is Optic fans.
And sold out too for like, you know, for the face matches, sold out. All sold out. That was crazy.
Like it was crazy. I don't know. Like the certain moments like that, you know, like wish you knew when the good days were so you could appreciate them a little bit more. Like I try so hard to like make sure that I'm taking that in.
Yeah, that's why I have the videos saved on my phone. I look at them every once in a while. Like I went crazy. It was actually insane.
Like the Hex interview thing that I got, like it was like whatever, like it was cool and everything, but like I really have to sit back sometimes and just go like, holy shit, like I've been watching since 2010. Like, what life am I living that I get this one-on-one? So anyone listening, that's my message to you all, to appreciate the good times when they're happening. And it can be hard. Like I spent so many hours like trying to edit and try to get content out so far this year. It's been my most productive year yet. But like every once in a while, I have to like take a breather and just be like, look, I'm doing all right.
Yeah,
like
I actually want to start getting into content also. You know, I mean, I'm moving more up north from where I am.
Are you?
Still in Texas? Still in Texas though. Moving up north, it's a new start for me. Getting some place with my homies, my bros. I want to start doing content so that I go up there in the summer. It's a new start for me, a new change for me.
Yeah.
Just to grind my way up there, obviously to competitive. What I want to do.
Because I would say, what do you compete right now, or do you just play like ranked?
I play ranked. I do play a few scrims every once in a while. I did play in the Challengers Cup a few weeks ago. It was all right. Our team kind of got robbed.
Do you think you did okay though? Like,
I did pretty decent, low-key, but there was also big teams in there. Like Patriots Nation was there. The Ultra Academy was there. Stallions was there. It's kind of scary when you work your way up. We got eliminated first round, but it was a good experience.
Yeah, I feel like you have to get that experience. Like,
yeah, I wanted to play just to see where I stand against other people, like really skilled people. And then I did all right, not that bad.
Yeah, well, that's like when I was grinding into Onyx. Like, I'm not a Halo player really. Like, I've always been a COD guy, but like I just haven't enjoyed COD that much the last few years. And like Halo Infinite, I'm having a blast. Like, it is such a breath of fresh air to like actually have a game that I really enjoy playing.
Yeah.
So like I'm grinding through ranked and I'm like, man, I really want to get to Onyx. Like, one, just because I've never done it before. Like I'd like to get in that top tier. Like in Halo 5, from what I did play, I was like a Diamond 6, but only in SWAT. But if I played like regular modes, I was pretty trash. So I was like, all right, like let me try to get good at like regular Halo, like not just SWAT, because SWAT's just like one-shot headshots. Like I can flick decently. It's still an FPS game, right?
It is.
But I'm like, I want to get an Onyx solely so that if I ever come up across like Lucid or like a pro in ranked play, I just want to see how I do against them.
Exactly.
Like,
and ranked is crazy for me because I'm not in challengers in COD, obviously. I'm in masters. I'm kind of grinding my way up there. It's super tough to get up there because obviously in masters you get faced with challengers people also.
Yeah.
So it's always a mix between the masters people and challengers. So if you see a challengers guy, you're like, oh shit.
Well, and it's hard too because like if you don't have a squad to grind with,
it's
like there's only so much you can do as an individual, and like you don't want to blame your team or anything, but like it does make a significant impact if you have 3 other guys that you can actually like work out strats with.
Yeah,
so like you might have your own individual strats on like certain maps, like, oh yeah, like I really like going here, like I like planting on this site, whatever.
Exactly.
But like if you actually have a team where you can do actual strat, and learn from it, like, hey guys, this didn't work last time, let's change it up. Like it makes such a big difference.
Yeah, it is. And then I have Vanguard open right now. I was playing a few minutes ago, and I went into a solo queue, and it didn't go well, man. Trying to hold for my teammates to do good, trying to follow like what I'm trying to do, but now it's difficult, man.
What role do you play?
I play a flex. I play a flex role.
Okay. So I want to
work my way to a main sub, but I think a flex player I was a flex in Cold War. I would play both. But
I've always been a little bit of a slower player. Like when I did try to compete and like run GBs and stuff, I was always at AR. So back in like Black Ops 2, you had like the roles have changed a little bit over the years. Like anchoring is not like in Black Ops 2, anchor was like a really permanent position. And like now the game is much faster paced. The map squad spawns are a little bit different. So it's like you don't really have like one player that just sits back anchoring. It's like everyone's kind of rotating all the time.
Yeah, you gotta
and like picking up certain positions.
every 0.5 seconds you have to communicate with each other, know what
Yeah.
you're doing. But it's a pretty fast-paced game. It
But
depends on the map.
I don't
though.
know. Over the years, I've transitioned from more of an AR to more of a flex player,
Mhm.
and like I definitely think it's my strong suit. I think I make smart decisions. Like I think as a flex player, my influence on the map, I think I do a good job. But I also haven't played COD in a few years, so I haven't played it like ranked in a few years, I should say.
Like I always run a sub, bro. Like every game I go into, I'm a sub. But if my teammates need me to play an AR, I'll play it. Like I don't mind it because I'm pretty decent at an AR. I know the angles. I can do the stuff. You know.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It's not that hard, but obviously the Volk made its debut. I know in the meta because of Spart.
Yeah.
I need to try getting used to that gun too. Haven't used it. But
See, I prefer to play an AR role, especially like my reaction time's like slowed down a little bit. Like I'm almost 26 now, right? So like I see some people that run around with like the subs out, and I'm like, nope, I couldn't. Like you have the tiny terrors, you have like Shotzi, like just the way that they move and like that cracked out speed they play at.
Dude,
I'm like, it would take so like I think I could do it. I just like I'd get 3 matches in, my hands would be torched.
Yeah, for real. Like,
Like-
and I always want VOD, before I play, I try to get try to learn real quick before I go hop into a ranked game or do whatever scrims, and it's hard. Like, I don't play Claw like Shotzi does, Obviously, Shotzi.
I'll say you have a scuff though, I assume.
I have a Battle Beaver.
Or same thing.
Same thing, Battle Beaver. But it's hard. Like I try to mimic Shotzi's movement. It's hard. I do it like every once in a while. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty decent. But
Yeah. See, that's me in Halo right now, right? Like I don't know how much you follow Halo, but I don't follow it a ton. But like I'll see the optic clips of like Formal or like Lucid, right? And I'm like, if I'm having some bad matches, I'll go watch a couple of clips. I'll be all right. Like this is what I got to be doing differently. Like I've put in a lot of hours with that shock rifle lately, just because I see Lucid and Formal going crazy with it. I'm like, all right, I got to try to like emulate that. And every once in a while, I'll hit a couple of flicks, and I'm like, oh, there it was. I just need to be able to do that more consistently. I had one the other night. I was playing ranked, and I hit like a nasty triple kill with the shock rifle. I was like, hey, there it was. I just need my hands to do this all the time. I had my moment.
It's great. I mean, it's kind of sad to see Formal, retire from COD. While Formal's also a big legend in the COD community.
Yeah.
And everybody was like cheering for him still. Like, you see that big Formal poster at the venue.
Yeah. I got it. Wasn't in focus. I tried to get video of it, but it's
funny.
The lights were hitting
I was
it.
like, wow, that's Formal. It's crazy. Like, I never seen Formal. Like, it's crazy seeing Formal there. Still
I
watching
think
COD.
What's cool about like his story is like he went from Halo Pro to COD, and he was the only person to win a major in both games. And then he retires from COD, and like it's sad and everything, but he instantly transitioned into Halo, like he never left. And like at that rally or whatever, who picked him up? It was it Sentinels?
Sentinels.
I think it was Sentinels. Yeah, Sentinels picked him up because who was it? Royal 2 was still banned. Yeah. And so he subbed in, and like they had never played together, and like they ended up being the ones to knock Optic out. And I was like, damn, Formal still got it. Like it's crazy to see like Formal's ceiling, if he actually enjoys the game, is so crazy high. And like if you look at his performance in COD the last like year or two, he was still doing really, really well, but he wasn't really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like versus like in Infinite Warfare, he was super dominant, but like he's talked about it multiple times. Like that's the game he put all the effort into. Like just what happens if I actually try my absolute hardest to be the best? And he was insane. And now we're starting to see that in Halo again. Like it's crazy just when the players actually enjoy the game, like the level, like I think that might be FaZe's issue right now, not being as good. I think as a team, like maybe they just don't enjoy Vanguard that much.
Nah, yeah, I don't enjoy Vanguard that much. I mean, I like playing it. I mean,
I think it's a fun game.
It is.
Like, there's little parts of the game that annoy me enough to like look elsewhere. And on top of that, Halo's super fun for me. So I'm like, I just don't have a reason to play Vanguard.
Yeah, I feel.
I'm like,
can you give me like 5 seconds?
Yeah, we can pause it for a minute.
All right, please.
While he is doing that, I guess I can tell you guys, the viewers and listeners, about 1v1 Focus. This is a new drink that I'm actually partnered with for the next couple of months. They are a gaming drink, performance drink, utilizing a proprietary mushroom blend. I did a review on them over on the channel as well. Feel free to check that out. And if you guys want to try it out for yourself, go to 1v1.com and use code ASTRO for 20% off your purchase. I really like it. It tastes incredible. And it's a mushroom blend, which I've already been looking into different mushroom blend drinks. And they hit me up. So we got the partnership worked out. Again, go to 1v1.com. Use code ASTRO for 20% off. And now Jamie's back. Look at that. Perfect little filler right there. That's like the first time I've done like an ad read in the podcast. Just decided, you know what? He said he needs a minute. I'll go ahead and plug the drink.
There you go, man. There you go.
So hey, there we go. It works out.
That's sponsorship, man.
That's right. All right. So moving on, right? We've talked about, you've been to some events, your background and whatnot. In your eyes, all right, we talked about your favorite player during the live thing. Yeah, Dashy, the man. What would 3 of your like favorite Optic memories be in Optic history? And it can be like anything. It could be stuff from Vision. It could be stuff from the Optic Texas Major. Like, what are 3 of your favorite Optic moments?
Favorite Optic moments, obviously the major. Major's one of them. Winning the major is obviously one of them. Favorite Optic moments, obviously when they beat FaZe in Cold War after FaZe being so dominant. I was actually so happy. Even though like, it wasn't really on LAN, but I was still hyped for them, they won against FaZe, like come on. And then what else? Not that Dashy 5P. The Dashy 5P is really iconic, but I'll say one, which is the announcement, the Optic Texas announcement. When Formal retired, Envoy moved to Thieves, and then at the end it's like all the hype, it's finally here, like we're getting the announcement, and I was like, whoa, it's crazy. And me and my homie, he was an Empire fan, diehard, I was an Optic fan, and then my name merged, like I don't know if you've seen him when I was with him all the time at the major. I was with him all the time.
Probably.
Just over here in my city. We live in the same neighborhood.
Is he moving north with you?
Nah, he's staying down here, man.
Okay.
But yeah, actually when they both merged, me and him will be Optic fans together. We're both like hyped up for each other. We have a lot of the merch, all this stuff like that. We're going diehard fan. Like, that's one of the craziest moments for me.
Yeah.
I'll have to be alone and like supporting some Optic man.
Right. Nah, I feel it.
Someone.
Yeah, that merger was crazy. I think the results so far have been everything both Empire or Envy fans and Optic fans would have wanted. Content's been great. Resources have been great. Both teams in 3 teams actually in COD, Halo, and Valorant have all been performing really, really well. So I don't know. I like it. I like it so far. Like I tweeted after the latest episode of the process, it's nice seeing Optic back on top.
It is, yeah. It's really great.
So
now I don't have to like I have all this merch. No way they're gonna be like downhill. Like no, they're not. Like I don't want to buy this merch. I'm good. I'm like I happily wear Optic. Like I rep their like.
I rep them whenever I can. Like I have to wear collared shirts at work, but if we have like different like if we have like sports days. Like I live in Northern California. Sports days, you're going to see 3 teams. You're going to see the San Francisco 49ers for football. You're going to see the Oakland Raiders. You're going to see the Giants. Pretty much the only 3 teams that you're ever going to see. Like everything else, little scatters, like just the one-off fans. And then I'll be walking around work wearing like Optic merch or Huntsman. And people are like, well, not as much now because like the way that some of the designs have been lately look like sports kind of style. But before I'd wear like I have like the Optic, like the no apology shirt. It's like one of my favorite shirts. Oh, wow. And like I'd wear that. People are like, it's sports day. I'm like, yeah, they're one of the largest gaming organizations on the planet. So, esports, you heard of it?
Esports.
You heard? And they're like, what? And I'm like, that's right. It's a damn t-shirt. It's got their logo, therefore it's sports.
Yeah, my work has, we have a certain uniform to wear, it's a polo, all this stuff. And when I'm obviously I just wear Optic Texas stuff at my house. When I go somewhere, I wear Optic Texas. I have all the shirts there. I'm still waiting for Hex to send me the vintage one.
Do you know which one it is, or did he not tell you?
I don't know. I asked him. I was like, "Do you know which one it is?" Like,
I'm curious what it'll be.
He wants me to wait for it, I guess.
I told him during the one-on-one, because we kind of mentioned it for a moment, the vintage designs. I was like, I think if I could have any of the vintage designs, I mean the 2010 jersey, but those you can't find them. But out of like the shirts and stuff he was tweeting, the sniper shield had like all the snipers on each side going down. Just because like that was like my introduction to Optic was the sniping community, and then I transitioned to watching competitive. So I don't know. I'm always after like the really OG stuff. Like
not competitive wise, obviously Scump's competitive now. I've been watching Scump since BO2. He was a pub stomper. You know? I was a pub stomper back in BO2.
Yeah, I think it's kind of where you all start, right? And then from there you go, okay, I'm dropping 80 kills a game.
Yeah.
Like what's this ranked mode?
I haven't played ranked in BO2. I was obviously a pump stopper like Scump was. You know? I will see Scump's pump stopping videos. He'll go like 88 and 0 and stuff
Sweat
like that.
banning.
Like, wow, I can probably do, sweat banning. I was like, I can probably do that too. And there'll be games where I would go like drop nukes, drop nuclear stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's pretty. It's fun learning from other people that are actually like really really good at the game.
See, I was always a like pub stomper and like sniper. So like Modern Warfare 2, it was like my first Call of Duty, so like it was whatever. And then like some of my buddies introduced me to sniping, and I got super addicted to it. I was like, all right, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then Black Ops 1, sniping was kind of jacked up.
Oh, yeah.
Like it wasn't fun. So I played a lot of MW2 again that year, and if I did play Black Ops 1, I was pub stomping. Black Ops 2, it was like 50-50, like pub stomping and sniping.
I love sniping.
And then I transitioned into league play, and from there is where I started kind of mostly going towards basically pub stomping and like ranked play. But I have a few pretty proud Black Ops 2 gameplays. During my diamond camo run, one of my favorites is the Executioner little shotgun pistol. I have like an 80 plus kill gameplay with that thing.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's
so hard to use that. I can't use that gun.
That's what I liked about like the diamond grind back then, was like learning how to use each gun.
Exactly.
It's like some guns are obviously easier than others.
I would only use like pub stomping guns. Like if I see people
like the meta guns.
Yeah, like the meta guns, like the 5.7, like that's like my favorite pistol. I would go like I used to watch like LEA back then.
Okay, yeah.
You know, he had his pistol video. He did only a pistol, only nuclear, and I was like, you know what? I'll probably do a pistol only. Run. I did a pistol only. I almost dropped. If you have a good trigger finger with that gun, it's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
But,
I think I have a screenshot. If I go back into Black Ops 2 like theater mode, I think I have a screenshot of like a 4 or 5 on with the 5.7 on. It was Nuketown. It was hardcore. I think it was like team deathmatch. And I just got into like the little corner where you look out the back door at the spawn, and I had a little 5.7. I got like either a 4 on or a 5 on, and I was like, "That's." I mean, I get it.
Were you a hardcore player? Like
no. I don't like hardcore. I was just doing it for trying to get diamond for yeah. But I was like, "Damn, that's kind of wild, actually."
Yeah, that's crazy. And what's it called? For before like being competitive, I was a trick shotter. I would go on a free for all, sniping, trick shotting. I hit a few shots. I wasn't really good, but I was just a trick shotter. Since after BO2, MW3. I didn't really play MW3 as much. I mean, if I would, I would just be at a friend's house playing like local play, something like that.
Yeah.
But
I grinded MW3 quite a bit.
Really? I think a few years, like I think it was my freshman year of high school, I got MW3 randomly. I was like, I'll just play this game. Like the only COD I had. So I got the gold ACR. I grinded that game for the gold ACR, and the first COD actually started like being really like gotta start grinding it was what game was not Infinite Warfare after that, not World War II actually.
Well, so jetpacking went Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3.
Okay, Advanced Warfare, I really grinded that game really hard. Yeah, I was slaying people with the Obsidian Steed.
I'm pretty sure I still don't have the Obsidian.
No way. That was like my first.
Or maybe I have that one, but I don't have the Inferno.
I don't have the Inferno.
I think I only have one of those two.
Yeah, I didn't have the Insanity. I didn't have the HPR Insanity. I didn't have that gun.
No, I didn't have that one.
I didn't have that one either. No, I don't. I mean, I got the Speakeasy out of a free supply drop, so.
I think I have the Speakeasy. Advanced Warfare, I actually really enjoyed that game for the first like 6 months. I tell everyone, I'm like, for the first 6 months of that game, it was the most fun I had in COD. since like MW2 is something new to learn. Over the years, I've definitely learned that like my favorite part of games is learning them. Like that's why I liked Fortnite when it first came out. Is like it was so new and so different, and I was like, "There's something to learn here to get really good."
It's different from any other FPS games, you know.
Yeah,
Learning how to build all this, you know, building mechanics, stuff like that. It's
and like I think that's it with Halo too. Why I enjoy it so much. Like I'm not enjoying COD enough, and I am enjoying Halo, but there's also something to learn. Like
exactly. So
I have to learn the angles. I have to, like having a goal to actually get after, and then like on top of that, like learning the game, like the goal of getting into Onyx. Like there's just a few different goals to like try to achieve.
That's hard. I know. I understand like the grind to get to like the highest rank in the game. Obviously, Onyx and Halo, and then Challengers and Cold War and Vanguard, and you know it's pretty tough. Like I know the struggle. Like my homie that I was telling you about earlier, he got Onyx. He reached Onyx, but he was grinding every day. But he was playing solo queues. He got it solo queues, but not with squads. Nothing. Like it's crazy.
See, I got to Diamond 6 solo queuing, and like then I had to hit up a couple of buddies because I was like, I didn't think I could. I think I could have, but the amount of time it would have taken to go from Diamond 6 to Onyx solo queuing, I'm like, bro, like my teammates don't have mics in, or like not to blame other people, but like we talked about earlier, like it makes such a difference actually having at least one other person.
Yeah, the ratio of that is really weird because you don't know if you're gonna get good teammates or bad teammates or average teammates. You know, you can get a good mix of both. You can get like really good teammates.
So, do you feel like it's like that in COD right now as well?
It is.
Okay.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
Like I haven't played. Like last time I played ranked is right after Cold War Champs. For a couple months, I grinded ranked because like I don't know. You go to an event and you always get all hyped up and like you want to play the game that you just spent a weekend watching.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I didn't really touch ranked all year in Cold War. I liked Cold War a lot, but at the same time, like something about it kept me from like wanting to come back and play it.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing for me.
I came back to Cold War for ranked. That's it. Like if I'm playing Cold War, I'm just playing ranked. Like Vanguard. Before ranked came out, I was playing pubs. Didn't really like it, so I haven't played Vanguard. So I'm not gonna play Vanguard till rank comes out. So rank came out, I started playing a lot more. Like, hours that,
Well, and I don't enjoy pubs anymore because of like skill-based matchmaking. Like I tell everyone, I'm like, I'd have matches in Cold War like where my pubs were sweatier than ranked.
Yeah.
Because like skill-based is like that crazy.
And like, the good thing I like about competitive is restrictions. Like every person's using the same gun. That's skill. But in pubs, you know, everybody's using certain guns. Like, damn, like.
Well, that's what's weird to me too. Is like over the years, right? Like I don't know if I should pride myself in this or not, but in Modern Warfare 3, you know how you get like the accolades after the game, like most kills, least deaths, or whatever, right? There's an accolade in Modern Warfare 3 for most C4 kills in a game.
What?
And I was top 100 on the leaderboards for that.
Damn,
because I'd play domination like crazy, and I'd tack insert next to B flag, and as soon as I die, just boom, C4, and it'd always be getting like double, triple, like multi kills. So like going from that type of player to ranked, where like a lot of that stuff is restricted.
Yeah, like all you have to do is Semtex, nades, whatever.
Yeah, like it's weird because like I enjoy both sides of it. Like. But it is really frustrating if you are playing a more competitive game type and you're dealing with really annoying guns.
I honestly think this competitive season is actually like, you know, a lot more active than Cold Wars. Obviously, Cold War was a fun game, but I think it was more of a pub game, not a competitive game.
Do you think one of the reasons for that is because it's Sledgehammer in like World War II's ranked mode was really good, so people kind of have high hopes for this ranked mode?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, you know. But the system's obviously different because Cold War had its own. I mean, World War II had its own, you know, rule set and everything, and game modes because there was no control in World War II.
Yeah,
it was domination, and you know, transferring that to control, it's a whole different other playstyle. You gotta learn a new strats, all this stuff like that.
How do you like control?
I like control now. Before, when it was kills, it was infuriating. I hated it.
Yeah. Overall, I don't like control because I just feel like most of the maps are pretty one-sided. Mm-hmm. Now I haven't played it enough in Vanguard to like be able to tell, but just in the past, I always feel like it's really one-sided and it gets very out of hand very quickly.
If your team is good at offense, then you're guaranteed like to dominate. But control is more of like you get defense, you automatically win. You just defend the points, you know.
Yeah.
Win your fights and you're chilling. Get a 4 down, easy push up.
And I feel like there's certain maps that like you can spawn trap really easy on.
Like Tuscan, you can spawn trap really easy.
Yeah, and what was it? Garrison in Cold War?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you got if you got the angle set up, like the spawn trap was very hard to get out of.
Yeah, it was. That's why I hated Garrison. Like,
Yeah.
That was my worst map.
Like I just think there's certain. I don't think Control as a game mode is bad. I just don't think we've seen it work well yet.
Yeah.
Because of mostly map design, I think.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Like maybe it's because of the maps, the way they are. You know.
Yeah, and that can go for anything. Like there's certain rotations, even like on hardpoint. Like sometimes like what with Black Ops 2 slums, right? Mm-hmm. Like the way that the hardpoint rotated from center back down and then over to on like the last 2 points. Yeah. Basically, if you controlled one, you would control the second one. It was like a free like 120 points almost. And it was a super fun map. Everybody loves slums, obviously.
I love slums, yeah.
But like, there's certain maps where like the rotation just you can lock down a couple of points back to back, and it gets crazy.
Back then, I wasn't a hardpoint player. Like, I hated hardpoint back then. I hated the way it worked, and stuff like that.
It took me a while to appreciate it. Yeah, like it took me until probably like halfway through Black Ops 2. Like it was probably right after Champs, because Champs back then was in like March, I think. Mm-hmm. So it was like I think it was after Champs is when I started to like appreciate hardpoint as a game mode, because I watched that whole tournament. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay.
Being a pump stopper, I thought that domination would last longer than a hardpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it kind of did. It did. That's why, it's so easy to get high kill games. If I'm not playing TDM, I'm playing domination. If I'm not playing domination, I'm playing TDM.
Yeah. Like as a pub stomper, it's like domination is your high kill game mode.
Yeah.
That's where you go to drop your like 60 plus kill games.
Exactly. So,
because that's how I was always a domination player. Like in Modern Warfare 3, again, like I grinded the crap out of the game. Yeah. And like on the leaderboards for domination, I was top 1,000.
Wow, dude.
I put a lot of hours in that game.
Yeah, I figured it.
But that was like, what was that? I was like sophomore year of high school, junior year of high school.
I was still
had a lot of free time.
5th grade. I was like in the 5th grade just playing local play.
Yeah.
WG. I wasn't really a tryhard. I mean, it was weird because when Ghost came out, I was 11 years old, I think. I was sweaty. Like I thought I was like, you don't see normal sweaty 11-year-olds, right? You just see like, just playing with their toys or something like that.
Yeah. It's like normally you don't see like people really start sweating, I feel like, until probably like 14.
Yeah.
Like,
and for me, I was like a young sweat, I was playing BO2. I was still playing BO2 back in middle school. I mean, it was like 2-3 years later, all the hackers were starting to come along.
Yep.
But it was still playable. It was when Black Ops 2 was still playable. I hit Prestige Master already, and I mistakenly fresh started. I reset all my stats.
Oof.
I was like, I'm bored. I'm gonna reset my stats, and then I regretted it. I never played it again.
Yep. I did that in Black Ops 1, I think, because I didn't enjoy Black Ops 1 that much, but one of my buddies loved it. Yeah. And he was like, yo, let's prestige, and like, I don't remember what the deal was, like see who could like max out first or something. But I was like, bro, like I already decided to stop prestiging. Like I already had so many pro perks, and like getting perks pro'd in Black Ops 1 wasn't my favorite because I had stupid challenges. And then I was like, all right, fine. So I prestiged with him, and like a week later, I was like, yo, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. Like, bro, like I need my guns, like I need my perks, like I'm not grinding this again.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, like, I think when BO2 came out, like when you prestige, you get a prestige token. You get a permanent unlock. I would unlock the sweatiest gun. So as soon as I prestige, I unlocked the A94. That's my first gun I unlocked.
See, I don't know what I unlocked with my first token, because I got Prestige Master and Diamond in Black Ops 2. I would say the first gun I permanent unlocked, it was actually probably the DSR or the Ballista. It was probably a bolt action. But after that, it was probably like the M8A1 or like the MSMC or the MSMC.
I hate just resetting to level 1, just grinding to level up all over again. Like,
see, I like that. Do you prefer the new Prestige system or the old one?
This one.
I prefer the old one so much.
Really?
Yeah.
I hated it just for the point, just to level up and like, let's say like in BO2, you get the A94 like the very last level. Like
Mm-hmm.
imagine you get an A94 and then you have to prestige and you lose it. That's why you permanently unlock. That's why
See,
when I prestiged, I unlocked it.
yeah, like I missed the old prestige system, like 10 to 20 prestiges, and then after you hit the top one, you just opt to go all the way up to like level 1,000.
Yeah.
And like I think the permanent unlock should be a thing because to solve like that issue, right? Like having to grind to get that last gun. Like I think permanent unlocks are good.
I like AW's prestige system. Like you get
AW?
another, what is it? AW.
How did that one work? I know I used it. Like I think I'm max prestige in that as well.
I think it had the first. I forgot how many prestiges they were, but they had the first basic prestige levels, and then you get another set, which is like the gold icons, and you unlock a certain elite weapon with it. So it's like Grandmaster. They're called Grandmasters. Like Grandmaster Prestige.
I think I grinded that one all the way up.
Yeah, because you get like Grandmaster Prestige 12, I think. It's like another 12 prestige.
See, I don't know. I liked the old system. I feel like gave you a reason to prestige.
To grind it.
Yeah. Well, because like even back then, right? Like one of the big benefit of prestiging for when they first introduced it was unlocking the extra creative class.
Yeah, that one too.
So it's like going from 5 custom classes to 6, and you want to prestige and you get to say like you want to get 10 classes.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I missed the old system.
I guess what you're saying now, because with this prestige system, you don't get anything when you prestige. It's just you just level up. Get to level 200, you're already prestige master.
Yeah.
Now you gotta wait till the next season.
Yeah, I don't like the seasonal because like you don't get anything.
And the only cloud you get is just ribbons, like the ribbon things.
And you reset, but you don't lose anything. Yeah, so I'm like, you're really just your number changed, but like you're not. I don't know.
All you're doing is just increasing like your score and like your score per minute. That's all you're doing. It's just increasing your stats. Nothing to unlock, nothing to do anything now. Like,
I don't know.
It's weird. I feel you from that one now.
We'll circle back around to something a little bit more optic related while we're on the topic of grinding games and ranked and all that sort of stuff. If you could work for Optic or join Optic in any way, shape, or form, what would you want to do for them and why?
Either content creator. Everybody does content nowadays. Being a content creator for Optic I think would be a really good experience for me. Just to be part of the Optic family, obviously, and to play with other Optic members and to get along with everybody else. And competitive as well. Like I would love to play for Optic Texas. I wish I could play for Optic Texas. Just to get that whole feel of playing with the best players in the game.
Would you rather be a content creator or a pro player for them?
That's hard.
It is hard.
It is hard to. I'd rather be competitive for them. Yeah.
My answer has changed throughout the years a lot. But I think. Realistically, like the podcast, like doing this for them, but like content creator, I think makes more sense. But in the back of my head, I'm like, I want to be able to play on stage, and I want that good experience. I'm the best in the game. Yeah. Like I want to, like I don't know if that comes from watching like Scump and like Clayster. Like not a lot of pros these days get like hyped, and like you don't really talk shit as much now. Yeah. But like the Scump, like who's the best in the game? Like those moments, I'm like, I want to be able to be up on that stage. And like, I want to get and then like looking like the crowd, like hearing everyone cheer, like, and that could come from like years of playing traditional sports. Like I said, I played football for 9 years. Like I played basketball for 5 years. Like, it could be because of that. Now I don't think I'm good enough to play at the pro level in any game.
Me either. But I've been playing like soccer for a long time. I get people that
cheer
for the team. Yeah.
Cheer
for the team, but like soccer wasn't really something I was really like proud to do. Now I'm a gamer. I want to be the best, obviously.
Yeah.
And, to have something cheer for me that I actually want to do and I'm actually good at. That would be like a really good achiever.
Like
a really good achievement.
As much as I'm like, I'm not going to grind any game to like get really good in like pro, at the same time, like with Halo right now, I'm like, if I get to like high Onyx to the point where like my regular matchmaking is against pro players, like I would consider trying to do some little competitions and stuff.
Exactly.
Like 1, to see how I hang, but 2, just for like the off chance that like I get someone cheering for me. Oh, I would get so hyped.
I guess so too.
I guess so, like I'm a hype man. Like it's in the blood. Like what was I yelling? I kept yelling at the major when Scump went off on
Surge, right? Surge, that 4-piece on Surge and Bill Cage.
No, it was on the what's the map with the boat and like the tank?
Gavutu with Gavutu with phase, right?
Yeah, when Scump went off, like it was like some of the best I've seen Scump play is when he picked up the AR and he just went on a rampage.
Yeah, like Scump an AR, like it's crazy.
I kept yelling something from the mirror, like the Kill a Choo Choo Train video. I don't know if you know about that. From back with Miracles and Parasite and Killa. It was right after Karma left for Eco Impact, Black Ops 2. And yeah, oh my, you have to watch that video. They're talking so much shit to the point, mind you, this is back on 360, where on the Microsoft store or whatever, like they released a gamer picture pack with like the shit talking quotes. Like one of them was like, "Look at my bank account." That was Miracles yelling at Hastro.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, "Look at my bank account." Like zip them up. Funny. Yeah, it's a wild video. Like it was a crazy time back then. Thinking back on it, like somebody yelled at Hastro? I think it was Parasite. I don't know. He yelled something. But it was a good time. Like I like those moments.
I mean, obviously I was young, so I didn't know. Obviously, I was like a kid, so I didn't know competitive back then. You're obviously older than me, but like you know. Like
it's 6, 7 it's different. Like everyone's introduction is different, and like that's the cool thing about like talking to so many different people on here. Yeah. Is like everyone has these different perspectives of like you say, you know, you were watching Scump back in like Black Ops 2 when he was doing like a lot of pub stomping videos.
Yeah.
And like that's when I got introduced to him. Like that's when I got introduced to Scump and like competitive and everything.
Yeah. See, like,
but like the way I look at Scump isn't as like a pub stomper in Black Ops 2. Like all of my Black Ops 2 memories of Scump are from tournament memories.
Yes.
Like
you were introduced to a competitive very early than me, so
yeah. So it's cool seeing like and just hearing everyone's different perspectives.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And like especially like when I ask like what are your favorite like moments and stuff, because of people's like different timelines, they're always different answers.
Yeah, they're gonna be different. Like for me, like obviously the Dashy 1v5, he killed the whole team.
I think that's almost one of my top 3, even though it's a more recent one. Like it's insane.
Everywhere. I see it everywhere. Like, you know, Zuma watches it all the time. You know, he's like,
it's an insane clip.
It's an insane clip.
I think what makes it more insane is just Miles in the background, just Dashy, like just ramping up every kill.
Yeah.
And then followed by didn't TJ get like a 6-piece like right after or something, or like another 5?
Yeah. Yeah, he popped up also. Yeah.
Like immediately after. No, the SOG, right?
The SOG. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. It's awesome. I love it. Let's see. What else? I forgot the question I was going to ask you. Yep. I completely lost it. I don't know. We'll just look over at the list over here. So actually, this is a really good question. It'll be interesting to hear your answer. If you could meet anyone in Optic, who would it be? And does your answer change if you get to like hang out with them for a day? So like what I mean by that is like for me, I think meeting Big Timer is like one of my favorite players of all time, and I've yet to meet him. So I would love to meet him. But if I got to hang out with someone for an entire day, it'd probably be hanging out with like Hex at his house with the dogs and everything.
Oh, damn.
It's like the answer does change. Like I don't know if I would love hanging out with Big T. I feel like he's just going to be staring at stock charts all day.
Okay, so I would want to meet. Obviously, I want to meet Dashy.
Mm-hmm.
And Dashy's a vibe. I fuck with Dashy. Like,
yeah.
I see videos on him. Like he's such a vibey, funny person, funny human being. You know. But I would want to hang out with Shotzi a lot. I watch his streams a lot. I would love to hang out with Shotzi.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know. He's. I see his streams and when he laughs, he's funny. He's a funny guy.
He does. Yeah. It's
like I would vibe. He has dog show. I would like love to hang out with Shotzi. You know. Just get to know somebody of a very competitive player.
The more I've seen him in bits of content and stuff, and like hearing like interview answers, he has a really interesting personality. Yeah. Like, because obviously he's a grinder, right? He's like super sweaty, but like he also like he has really good composure. and stuff.
When it comes to content, like he's really good at making content.
Yeah, and like he's funny, like he.
Yeah.
Whereas like Illy seems like he's a little bit more like shy and reserved a little bit with content.
I feel like he's more focused on the more competitive side. Like,
but yeah,
focus on that.
Yeah, like content's like a distraction for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
and
you don't see him
like
streaming or like making videos. He's more on like as soon as the competitive's like starting, he's focused on that. Like fuck content, fuck that other shit. Like,
yeah, which I can respect. Like
yeah,
right. That's why like Simp right. Simp doesn't really do content much, but like he's one of the best players in the game.
exactly.
So I can never respect it, but like Shotzi definitely seems like a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I mean, everyone does, to be honest. Like
everyone's a vibe. Everybody on the Optic team is a vibe. Obviously with TST, they're such a vibey.
Dude, they carried. They carried that energy. So like every time I like see clips, like even like my girlfriend, right? She knows who some of these people are, but like she doesn't follow it. But like she knows who TST is. And especially Hitch, like she knows, like if she sees like a picture of Hitch, she'll be able to identify him.
Oh yeah,
and like I'm like showing her clips and stuff. She's like, "Geez, like, man, fucking hype man over here. Like, what? Like he is really good at getting a crowd going."
Yeah, he is.
And like that needs to be me.
I was watching this Rocket Major, right? And like I was like, where's all the hype? Where's like that was gonna be like the major one where everybody was all hype, with the drums, something like that, the music.
The venue looked dope.
The venue did. It was
the
like
venue.
I was like,
yeah.
It was interesting.
It was interesting. Like interesting choice, but it looked like it was a fun time. Like, I think Minnesota does a really good job. I would love to go to a rocker major in the future. I trust every interaction I've ever had with anybody in their organization has been incredible. Yeah. Starting with Champs Cold War. Like they had people doing content like there. They had like I talked to a couple other people. Like they definitely seem like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And also with like Midnight as well. Like she brings a lot to the table as far as how to connect with fans and like how to put on a good thing.
Like you're really good at doing that, dude. Like you reached me out at the venue. I was like, oh shit, no way it's happening, right? I'm getting on a podcast. I'm getting on this interview. It's like wow.
Hey, I try.
Crazy. And you're really good at doing this shit, dude. It's crazy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you don't meet anybody like that nowadays. You're just all like,
The one thing that has become very clear to me since the Optic Major is like the one thing that I want is a solid fan base so I could do cool shit. Like I don't watch a lot of streamers. I don't really watch a lot of content anymore because like I spent so many hours like editing and doing my own thing.
Yeah, doing your
own
thing.
Like one streamer that I think does a really good job with his community is Nick Merckx.
Oh yeah.
Like he does a bunch of really cool stuff for his people.
Yeah, like that M-Fan barbecue stuff like that. Dude.
Like that sort of stuff. Like I have some ideas like that of like, man, if I had like a really solid fan base, like I think doing a cookout barbecue thing would be awesome. And I have a few other ideas too that I'm just going to hold on to, keep them in the back pocket until something actually happens.
I feel like you have a good channel growing a fan base, I mean, I'm a big fan of you and your podcast too. I've checked them out. I checked it out a while back.
Hey, I appreciate that. We love hearing that.
So yeah, it's cool you're on the grind. I want to start grinding, you're already working your way up there.
It's taken, my first video went up on YouTube in 2011. Wow. So 11 years of starting new channels. And this year I've gone harder this year already than any other year. Every year combined has been nothing compared to this year.
I feel like the whole like Optic fan base has grown over the years. Obviously, I think it's been huge when you were since you've been watching them competitively, but I think the way it was now this year, obviously after the Optic Major, it's crazy.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like what you're trying to say is like it hasn't just grown, but like everyone's support for one another within the fan base has gotten stronger.
Yeah, like I met so many new people that are obviously Optic fans. I met so many new people. We became friends and stuff like that. I met some familiar faces on Twitter. I've seen them before, but just to get to know anybody, I met a couple of new guys. Obviously, I met you, obviously, and it's crazy how much I communicate with these guys still. We're all we're friends. We're all we support the same group, and we're like a family. You get me?
Yeah. Well, that's like the whole purpose for this is like like we all are friends. We all support Optic. We're all Optic fans. Like that's what we have in common. But like, I want, like I said, like in the Hex videos, like I want to get to know people like more than just like, hey, we both like Optic. Like, what do you want to do for Optic? Like, what's your background? Like now I know that you played soccer, right? Like all these little things that you normally wouldn't get to know about people. Like I just want to bring that to the surface and like give fans their own space within the space.
Yeah, so I wasn't really a a COD guy. I was mostly on just being with my friends and stuff like that. Just like I was more of a social person, not like keep myself in.
Yeah.
Obviously, just gaming and stuff like that. Like gaming wasn't my top priority. If I'm out if my friends are like outside and stuff like that doing their own thing, I will go and join them. Like I will drop the gaming and just go with them. But obviously times have changed. COVID hit. I got older. We're all doing our own things. I'm over here. Now I'm actually gaming, grinding. And it's a lot has changed. I used to be a really sports guy. I still play soccer now and then if I'm not home. I do that on my free time. I'm not grinding and doing stuff like that. But mostly every day I wake up. I get on my PC. I start grinding. I start playing. I just want to get better.
Yeah, which is good. It's a good mentality to have. Like one thing I think about a lot is like, I wonder how good I have, like how far I could have gotten in Call of Duty if I had the mindset I have now. And like if I actually, and like a lot of people up and coming like have this mindset, or like back in Black Ops 2 and everything, like when COD was very, very early, like for the most part, nobody was really watching VODs. Like you would just go and practice and do scrims and like run different strats and like that was it. And now I'm like, man, like if I was competing now, I'd be watching VODs. Like I have like a whiteboard with like freaking map overlays. Like I'd be sketching out different strats, like breakout strats, breaking strats. Like
it's such a what's it called a different thing. It's VODs. Obviously, you don't want to watch VOD back then. A new video's out, you watch it. Yeah, it's over. It's you already seen the video. You don't watch it again.
Yeah.
But now it's more like technology grew. You're able to do this stuff every now and then. You're able to watch VODs all over again as many times as you want. You get to do all this stuff, write down all this stuff to do all this.
Well, like there's a lot more like mental and like study. Like you can actually study other teams.
Exactly.
Like and
like they don't. None of the teams are like secret where they're like strats and stuff. I would watch Crowder. I would watch. He would like review every other series. You were like, okay, so this is what they're doing. This is what they're not doing. I will learn.
When I feel like, I mean, Rambo did some stuff like that back in the day too. Like he wasn't really consistent on YouTube, never has been, but he did have a couple of times where like he would do like map breakdowns and like Coach Rambo series back in like Black Ops 2 and like Ghosts. I think he did a little bit. So I'd watch stuff like that, but it's not like it is today. Like now you could go like you're about to play phase. Like, well, here, like your strategy could change based on the team you're playing, like traditional sports.
Yep.
Right. Like, yeah, you want to play your own game, but you're also going to have to adapt depending on who you're playing against. Like phase, like one thing you have to really prepare for is like the tempo that they play at. They're one of the fastest, like hardest hitting teams in the game. Exactly. Versus like some teams are going to be a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical. Like,
I want to know. I do want to know what the thought process is when they're playing a certain team. Like, when Optic played phase, you're like, all right, so we gotta think this way. Optic has their certain strats, phase has their certain strats. You gotta be able to like, learn the strats. And that's why the teams watch their VODs. They watch their scrims.
Yeah.
They learn from other teams.
Well, that's like, was it in? I think it was in the process where like they had Rambo's audio when he came up on stage and like puts the headset on to talk to the team, and it was like around 11 or something. Or it was a later round in search, and he's like, yeah, like if I'm them, I'm gonna hit B right now. I'm gonna want to get this over like really quick. So it's like, like hearing like what Rambo's saying to the players too. Like I'm super interested in, because like the players obviously they think that they're gonna make the right call. Like they're professional players, they do this for a reason.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to hear like when Rambo comes up, like what his input is, and then like how the players respond to that.
And it's crazy because I think the only teams that have like two coaches are like FaZe and Optic that I know of. Like,
when FaZe won in Cold War, like someone posted like a statistic of like how much each team spent on like coaching staff basically, or like on their staff outside of just the pro players. Yeah. And I think FaZe had spent the most.
Yeah, because I mean, now that Optic has a Rambo and Sender, Rambo is like a head coach, Sender's like a assistant coach. Sender does the S&D stuff, like that. So whenever an S&D's on, you get the S&D coaches out. Like when I would see, like when FaZe play, whenever it's an S&D game, I would see Tupac come out.
Oh, so you see Tupac, yeah.
I see Tupac come out. Any other respawn, I will see Crowder come out. And the same thing with Optic. Sender will come out and talk to them, and then Rambo will come out. It's a good like balance. You don't see very many teams with two coaches.
Well, yeah, and like cool. I think what's cool about like the league is just seeing the similarities between traditional sports and like COD now. Mm-hmm. It's like I use football a lot as an example because it's the sport I played the most. But it's like offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, like special teams coordinator.
Yeah.
So it's like now you have that. Like you have, like you said, kind of like an S&D coach. Like one thing that's really interesting when they first did the league and they started announcing the rules as far as like rosters and subs go, is like if it gets big enough to where like you have a respawn team and an S&D team, like almost like the way that players, like you have substitutes and stuff, or like offensive and defensive team in football.
Yeah.
Like how crazy would it be if you actually had like a different team step on for the search and destroy games?
Yeah, for real.
And it was just S&D start. Like it's crazy to think like how crazy it can get. I don't think it will. Like I think that'd mess with. I think it would do more harm than good.
Yeah,
but it's weird to think about. Like.
I feel it's like I mean, sports and esports obviously like kind of similar, but sports have a lot more handling than esports. Sports get like all, like you said, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, all this stuff like that.
Yeah, well, they've been around years, decades longer.
Yeah, and esports you only have two people to like give you strats.
Yeah.
It's like it's way different, but they make it work. It's amazing. They make it work.
And like the production side of it is grown and. Seeing all, I don't know. I love it. I think it's been great. Like what they've been doing so far. I like the improvements year after year. I do still think for events there could be improvements made.
Yeah, for events. For sure.
I think there's certain things that MLG did really, really well that made events really engaging.
I think the way I want to see the league get bigger. Like how CWL, so many teams, so many.
Yeah.
Like, super. I want that. I want that.
I
want that back. Because. Think about the events; it'll be way bigger.
That and like sponsor things. Like one thing that I think was like it's so small, but it was really cool. And like they kind of did this at the Texas Major, but like back on Black Ops 4, there was the Mountain Dew Game Fuel had like a free for all setup. So there was like 8 stations, and like you would go in and basically you just get in line, and they would just take the next 8 people, and whoever won the free for all get entered into a raffle to like win. It was like a scuff, like some game fuel, like a chair, like a whole setup basically. And like, so you would just keep running these free for alls to get your name in as many times as possible. And like, also they give you like free game fuel. And it's like, Game Fuel's a sponsor of the league. It makes sense. They have their own little booth. And like, also there's games for you to be playing. Texas, I think they did that really well with like the AIM Labs booth. And then they had like the 2 stations set up for like, for Vanguard, versus like Cold War champs didn't have anything like that. It was really? There was like no. Granted, there was also COVID was still happening, like so. I don't know how much of that played a role.
Yeah,
but regardless, like every year the league has improved upon the year prior. So
I'm excited to see like the way beat up Optic. Like I'm excited to see how they're going to be in the future. I hope they win the next major. The old Toronto is got to win.
Like when I saw that they got knocked out, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm not mad about it. Like maybe this will, happens, and like sometimes it can be good. Like
Rambo said, like it's not gonna be easy.
It's not gonna be easy, and like he said too, is like how when he was talking about like their hiccups at the beginning of the year, like sometimes it's good to be kind of knocked down a step, humbled a little bit.
I'm pretty sure I would be overconfident if I won the first major, like, oh shoot, we're the best team in the game, we got this. Like overconfidence is like something I have overconfidence.
I used to. Now I think something I've done a lot better lately is like limiting that overconfidence. Like I know when there's time. Like I'm a guy that if I'm playing really well and my team's like hyping me up, I will do better. But at the same time, like I know that there's a point where I will get overconfident, and it doesn't take much for me to like get out of that.
Yeah, for real.
Like I'll be playing Halo and I'll have like a series of good kills. I'll be like, yo, let's go. Like and like soon as I die, I'm like, all right, I did that. Like that was a stupid play.
Yeah,
I need to
like,
reel it back.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, like if I made that stupid play, I wouldn't reel it back. I would just keep that. Like it wouldn't affect me.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the things I think I've learned over the years and like growing as a player is like learning where to humble myself.
Yeah, I mean, with Optic's sake, I mean, they have a really good team. I'm just, kind of worried that, something like Cold War will happen, which I doubt. They have a really good roster, but
I don't think Rambo will let something like that happen.
I doubt it. Yeah, because with a coach like Rambo, yeah.
Yeah,
And,
like he's so serious, and like he has to be, but like his demeanor of like, there's always room to improve. Here's what we're doing wrong. Like the standard that he holds everyone to, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't.
I see Optic winning champs this year. I mean, not just because I'm a fan, but like they are really playing really good.
I
see them winning champs.
Currently could see it. It'll be interesting by the time we get to champs.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there could be meta changes, there could be gun nerfs, like
you're right, you're right.
So like, and those could hurt or work in Optic's favor. Like, imagine if in Black Ops 4, if like they banned the Maddox, like how that would have affected Dashy.
Dashy, yeah,
right. Like he's still insane. He still would have been fine, but like the Maddox, I feel like helped Dashy a lot. Like it was a gun catered to his playstyle somehow.
And I'm glad like the Volk kind of came in because Illy is a flex player,
Mm-hmm.
and the Volk is kind of like a Maddox. You look at it, good strafe speed, all this stuff like that. It has like AR, it has decent range.
Well, that's something I think Cold War was kind of missing.
Mm-hmm.
Is like Cold War didn't have like a flex gun.
It didn't.
Modern Warfare. What did Modern Warfare did? What was it?
No, it didn't. It had it just the
M4
and the MP5.
It was just a fast time to kill, so it kind of worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there wasn't. I mean, the MP5 at first, because it was so strong at range.
It was really good at range, yeah.
But yeah, it didn't.
The close range was good too.
I feel like Vanguard is the first COD since Black Ops 4 that actually has like a flex gun.
Yeah, a flex gun.
Like,
I mean, and Dashy since he's a main AR, not a flex anymore. So Dashy's more of a main AR, and at least works with the flex really good. So the Volk is. I mean, the Volk is only used on like Tuscan. That's it. You never really see it on any other maps.
But I don't know. I'm curious to see like what meta changes happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see with the new updates, like the Bow Cage A bomb site. Not everybody liked it. Nobody really plans A.
Yeah,
everybody goes to B. So the A is not really a good update.
What's weird is like we haven't seen a lot of meta. Like I feel like Ghost had a lot of meta changes.
Yeah.
Like Ghost, there was throughout the course of that year, you had so many different guns that like were viable for like a short period of time. Mm-hmm. And I feel like now you really basically have like first half of the year guns, second half of the year guns.
Yeah, exactly.
Even Black Ops 2, there was a lot. Like you had the MSMC and the Scorpion would go back and forth. Yeah. You had the M8A1 and the AN94, the FAL for a little bit. Like,
yeah.
I hope this year we see more changes.
Black Ops 2 had a lot of gun variety to use. They didn't really care. They had obviously the MSMC, the Scorpion M8, the FAL, and now it's just like 2 guns or 3 maybe. And it's crazy because they're more strict on it nowadays.
I like that sniping's returned.
Oh yeah,
I think like I know some people think like it takes away from competitive, but I think like there has to be a certain level of flashy plays that can happen. Yeah. Just to like draw hype and viewership. I feel like it helps a lot.
Exactly. Like I feel like snipe plays are like what gets the crowd going. Like if you hit like 2 snipes, like it's crazy. Like,
well, like they're just. I mean, it's crazy. Like even just like an opening snipe, like something about sniper kills just.
Yeah, and it against like the one of the best players in the game. Like it's a 2 really good teams sniping each other. Like you hit a shot, like it's crazy. It's insane.
What's weird now too is like how many. It's like who snipes for Optic? Illy, am I right?
Dashy snipes for Optic.
But like Illy's just as good of a sniper.
Oh yeah, they're both really good
right.
Snipers,
and then like FaZe, right? Like Simp, but also like Celium and Arcides. Mm-hmm. Or like I don't really think I've ever seen a BZ pick up a snipe.
Nah, I think a BZ more of a rush player. Like he rushes everything. He's more of
but like it's weird seeing like I just remember times in COD history where there was like basically one sniper per team.
Yeah.
What was weird was like one of the first teams I can recall that like had 2 really good snipers was the Optic Dynasty roster. Like Karma to me was always kind of a sniper. Most of the rosters he was on, like he was a sniper, or Clayster, but then like Formal became like their sniper because he's insane. Formal. But like now you look at the pro rosters now that there's only 12 teams and like the ceiling has gotten so like it's so competitive. Yeah. Like every team has like 2 or 3 people that could just pick up a snipe and be insane.
Right, and yeah, exactly. And it's crazy. Like you can see Dashy and Illy snipe, and they're both gonna do good with it, you know. So it works well with both of them. And like we play like Shotzi and Scum, you know, Shotzi could just get in their face and like, you know, like I don't care, I'll get in your face. And Scum's like, you know, I got you. I'll stay back a little bit. I'll play the angles.
Shotzi's like my new envoy. Like I just love watching him on the mini map.
Shotzi's insane.
And like he's kind of always been that way, but when he was playing for Empire, I didn't really care because I don't watch Empire matches.
Yeah.
Like with how little I do watch now, I almost exclusively just watch like the Optic matches. And like I don't have time to watch the entire tournament anymore.
And like the movement, like MW movement, like you know the slide canceling, he just zooms through the map.
He's so fast.
He's fast, and
you know what's crazy? Actually, it was on. Oh, what map was it on? It was. I don't know. It was Tuscan, and they were rotating in search. Like they went from one bomb site. They got a kill, rotated, got a kill, and then rotated back. But like
that was the Thieves game.
Was it? Yeah. Yeah. And it was, dude. They rotated so fast.
I know, dude. They all went like so quick. They got a kill, and I like that play though, because like I'm pretty sure Illy called it, because he's like, okay, let's get a kill here at A, and then rotate back to me. And they had a lot of times, and they got it down.
Yeah. Because that one I actually got to watch most of that match, or most of that map. I mean, and like. The one thing I noticed was like they were all 3, like all their arrows were like together. I was like, it's weird. Like throughout all the years of watching Optic, like this is the most disciplined search I've ever seen them play. Like I remember just so many times over the years in Black Ops 2 and in Ghost and in Advanced Warfare, a lot of times with the Dynasty roster actually, where they'd get numbers advantage in search and they'd, instead of just holding an angle, they'd start like just playing out and like looking for the kill.
Like panicking,
like they're like it'd be like a 3v1 and they're looking for the last guy instead of just waiting for him to come.
Exactly.
And like I just remember watching so many times over the years. I'm like, bro, like just
what are you doing?
Just hold your angle.
You wish like you see on the screen, like, dude, what are you doing? Like you wish you could hear you, like
and I'm like, I mean, I got no room to talk. Like they're pros and I'm not, but also like, bro, come on. But watching that rotation, like the one thing I noticed was like not just how fast they rotated, but that they all rotated together.
Yeah,
and I was
they
like,
make really amazing plays.
Like, dude, this is
it win some games.
The best teamwork I've seen from Optic.
Yeah,
in a long time.
I'm glad it's happened. You know, I'm glad about the merge.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. I'm very happy with the roster so far. Very happy with the coaching. Go Trambo. What else? I was going to talk about Halo a little bit, but I know you're more of a Call of Duty guy.
I'm more of a Call of Duty player.
Yeah. So I guess that can wrap things up. The one thing I do at the end of every episode is I give the guest a moment to shout themselves out, tell people where to find you, what kind of stuff you're doing, whether it's streaming, content, TikToks, whatever. So feel free to take it away for a moment, and then we'll close this thing out.
Right, so I do have a Twitter. It's obviously my username is Cauttiox, CAUTIIOX on Twitter, and my Twitch Cauttiox_, one I. And I do stream every now and then. I always stream 8s or scrims or rank play. If you want to check me out, obviously go for it. Feel free to follow me. I'm so close to affiliate. I really want to get there.
We'll pump you to affiliate. We're gonna get it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. It'll be great to go to affiliate. I want to start doing that shit every day. It'll be a really good blessing to start doing that. But yeah, thanks. I appreciate everybody, whoever follows me and supports me, and it's great to be on the podcast.
Hey, thank you for joining me. Thank you anyone that's been watching, that's been tuning in, whether it be on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube. I do appreciate every single listener. Been a good season so far this year. We're just going to keep on going. Again, check the description below for all of Jamie's socials and everything. And don't forget to go to 1v1.com, use 20% off, or use code ASTRO to get 20% off. Try out a new performance gaming drink. I'm a big fan. Thank you again. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.